Hi guys, welcome. This is my podcast, Inside the Industry. I'm Rachel Estabrook, and this is my guest, Kyle Harder. I've known this chick for like eons. We started out in makeup together, but most importantly, you are one of my best friends. And I couldn't think of anybody better to start the podcast off with, first of all, but more primarily talk about this topic, which is work and life balance. Mm-hmm. So I think we started off together in a very different place in life, but I think with where you're at right now, this is actually a really key element of your life and your routine, is figuring out what is work and life balance for you and how are you making that happen. Just with being a stepmom, being a mom, a sister, an artist, an entrepreneur with your business, there's so many kind of hats you're wearing right now. How do you feel? Like, what is that doing for you right now? What do you got going on?
It's been crazy. And first of all, thank you for having me on your show, because it's so exciting to be talking to you about this. Yeah. Because I know that we've been on this journey together.
A long time.
And, you know, we started off in makeup school, just individuals out to get our careers going. Yes. And now we're both union makeup artists working in film and TV and theater and fashion and, you know, really doing everything that we wanted to do, but still having tons of goals and places we want to reach to.
Just in life as humans.
In life, And so this last few years have been really interesting to try and figure out the work-life balance, especially with getting married and having stepkids and moving outside of the city.
That's major,
You know, adding, it's really 6 hours of commute a day on top of a 12 to 15 hour film day.
Insanely taxing.
So it's like, how do you make all of that happen? How do you keep all of your people that are important to you happy and fulfilled? How do you stay fulfilled? You know, and how do you balance it all?
Right. It's a lot. We have a lot of questions about that. And you have a lot of good examples and just life experience.
I have some experience that I'm happy to share with you. And I have some things that I'm waiting for somebody to pop onto this podcast and give me the answers.
We want it to be a double D.
Yeah, I'm looking for some answers too. But I think that if you ask me on different days, I'll have different answers for you. And today I'm just excited to share some of what I've figured out, some of what's worked, and some stories about ending up with your clothes backwards and no bra, and you're like, here I am.
Here I am, it's me, and all my glory. Well, good. Then let's just dive in. Let's just jump into it and get going. I'm really excited because this topic, I feel like there's nobody better to talk about it than with you, because since day one, I mean, even with me, when we were starting out, I didn't know half the shit I was doing or what I needed to do, how to balance my life. Because remember I was 21.
I don't think either of us knew yet.
We don't. I don't think we still fully know. But we're going to talk about work and life balance today. We don't, like we're saying, we don't even know if it's a thing. I don't even know if it can physically be accomplished, or you just find your own remedy of it.
I think we all find it on different days differently. And some weeks you really do well with work-life balance, and some weeks you completely fail.
Sure.
Like I was just telling you, the sweater I happen to be wearing now was a moment of like, I felt like I was trying to work-life balance and I worked so much that I was trying to get my butt out the door, be at a friend's birthday. Yep. But you're also tired and you've been on set for a 16-hour day. Right. And, you know, sometimes you end up with your shirt on backwards and no bra. And that's just how it goes.
Just how your day is going to go. Well, exactly to that point.
But you balanced it. You still made it out to your friends. You still finished your job. Right. And if your shirt's on backwards as a result, then that's okay.
Well, let's talk about that, because that's kind of like the thing that people talk about as far as what is even work and life balance. What are you even balancing to begin with? Well, majority of I think it's a rule of 3. I've talked about this with different people too. It's really, and a good friend of mine, Corinne, has told me, like, you can really almost have 2.
Girl.
Love that bitch. She may or may not be close by to us right now. Yeah. She may or may not be behind the camera. I don't know. But she had told me it's like a rule of 3 for balance, and it's friends. And like relationships like that, like just pure friendships, whether it be work or just your close, childhood friends. Family. Oh no, maybe friends and family is the one. And then it's work. And then it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband or whomever. Okay.
I think it'll be different for everybody.
Everybody is different. But that rule of 3 to like, or however they balance it, that there's 3 things, but you're always just going to get 2. Do you think that's true? You're really only going to accomplish 2. There's no full circle.
I think that you always aim I think you do. You're always aiming for 3.
Yeah.
And kind of like this year I turned 30 and I told you I feel like everything
dead.
So old. I'm picking grays out of my hair. I found another one this morning.
Might as well call it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I told you when I turned 30 that I'm very proud of myself. I think that I'm where I thought I wanted to be with my life, relationship and family wise.
Yeah.
But for me, I clump like my husband is my family.
For sure.
My husband and his kids and that's my family. I think I'm doing really great with that. And I think I'm doing great with work. Although I have much higher goals still.
Sure, as you
But I didn't feel like I did great this last year, this last like 3 years with friends. Okay. Not that I don't cherish them, but you know, the ball does drop a little somewhere. You know,
I just never saw her. It's not a personal thing, but I'm here to just tell her.
But I'm, you know, it's effort. And effort isn't bad. Effort's really good.
No,
you make the effort for the people you care about. But sometimes you fall a little short. And 100%. I know that I fell short.
Right.
You know, 2 of my good friends are sitting here in this room right now. And you know, it's hard for me to get out with friends as much.
Yeah.
Now, I also moved out of town. You know, I live like a 4-hour
that's
drive.
A whole other thing, dude. You live 3 hours the fuck away.
Yeah.
So that's one thing people are like, I can't. First of all, I think there's a lot of levels to people and what they even want to and or are just even capable of balancing. Because not everybody can do, like, your level of balancing is also very different than mine.
For sure.
Because I could not do what you do on a daily, which is, tell us,
think
please, because it's ridiculous.
Kids also, that adds actually almost
you got stepmommy, element, you got wifey, you got friend, you got sister, you got a lot of things right now going on. Yeah. So all of that.
But I think that it starts with having a clear vision of what your end goal is.
Sure.
And end goal doesn't mean 50 years from now, but end goal is like
next week.
Maybe next week.
Yeah.
Maybe it's my end goal right now is, you know, just what's the next thing. So have a clear vision of what your next, you know, like leveling point is.
Right.
And you're working up to that. And then once you achieve that, you typically set a new goal.
Okay.
So for me, it's like you have to have a vision of what you want to even know what you're doing to
achieve it.
Fill
Where
that.
am I going?
Yeah.
You need direction.
So how am I getting balance? Well, it depends on what I want in the end. And then I have to balance everything to get to that
If
point.
you don't actually have the ultimate goal or goals or whatever, like you said, the end of the week, I need to accomplish X, Y, and Z. Do it really small. I know people talking week plans, 5-year plans, 10-year plans. But if there's no ultimate goal at the end, you can't even really get the balance because you don't even know what you're trying to manifest or go towards.
This is kind of a tangent, but like you think about people who become alcoholics. You know what I mean? Like, or somebody who feels like they're floundering or they're lost.
Yeah.
Can't even handle 2 drinks.
Can't handle 2 drinks.
Whew, wasted. But people who don't feel like they have a purpose, they don't have that end goal, they just kind of flounder in between for a little while till they figure out what's the next step. Yeah. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes you need a period to
you almost need the period of not knowing anything.
Right. To just like hang and chill and try a few things to figure out what your next step is.
Which I feel like is a lot of the game in freelancing.
Yeah,
because there's so many things we find out. Like, I mean, me, from my own experience, I was so focused on theater, and now that has changed, and now I'm more in TV and film, and then it goes back, and I want to be a personal makeup artist, and you kind of just dabble and get your taste.
Well, you still have an end goal, though. I think you have a vision.
True.
Like, you know you want success in your career, right? You know when you feel like you're not in balance, like, or like, you're not there, like
right. You're like,
a lot of it
I need to
is
work a little
not
harder. I need to do a little more focus.
Yeah, a lot of it is
things.
I don't have it's not one answer for everybody. It's you have to figure out what your own answer is, but you also know when your body doesn't feel like it's balanced. Like you and I have talked about that a lot over the last
physical health is
few months.
Huge when it comes into this, because I mean I know for me, a lot of the times, I mean, we lived together for how many years? 2, 3?
Yeah, 2, 3.
When I just started out. And it was like, I didn't know how to balance even just being a 21-year-old, having fun. All I could think about was work. And you're like, oh my God, Rach, breathe. Learn to like, you don't have to pound the pavement all the time. Even though mentally I'm like, oh no, I have to. Because if I'm going to become anything or anyone in this industry, that's all I have to do.
I think
do you believe in that mentality, though?
I do, but I think
you
have to do that, be hyper-focused, and then give yourself one day
She
Whether
said one day,
one day
bitch.
a week, one day every 2 weeks, but
okay.
you need it.
Yeah.
And I mean that, like, I think that's what's kept my sanity. And you know when I say it to you, when I say, Rach, I need 30 minutes.
Yeah, for real.
I just did it to you the other night, and it's like,
Why
I've been going.
Why would you need a break from me?
Because if I can give, and if you can give yourself a break, whether it's a day to get your shit back in order,
for sure,
or it's just a 30-minute break to not think about the stuff you've been thinking about, that's your reset button, and then you could pound the pavement again.
110.
But if you don't ever give yourself those stop points, you'll snap at people that you don't mean to snap at.
Yeah.
You'll start getting sick.
You'll crash.
Yeah. You won't bring to the table all the positive like performance and energy that you could typically.
Well, that's a good point.
So you need those stop. And I'm telling you, whether it's 15 minutes of nope, nothing, nobody, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you're blessed with a day, a full day.
A full day. That's why it's funny to me though, because I'm sitting here thinking in my mind, she's saying a day, she's saying a whole day, and I'm thinking like, I need a
week,
month. I need a month. I'm like, a whole day. Kyle's like, you are blessed for one day of breathing, and then you're back and you're reset. And I'm like, what world? That's what I'm saying. We're so different.
But no, a week is great. I took this week off.
Oh, I thought you were telling. Okay. I love it. A whole week and a half. No, for real, because it's crazy. But I don't even know, and that's the thing though, like you said, it's everyone's so different, because when I see the mommies, stepmommy, I don't care, I am always in awe of these moms on set. I'm like, I'm sorry, I know for a damn fact you got up, you may have breastfed, you definitely were taking care of somebody before you got up, before your 4 a.m. call, or leaving at, setting them up for the day. That's a whole other level of balance when you don't even have the free will like me, single, whoa. I'm a single mindset. Oh no, I'm not single.
Tyrone, we love you.
Totally taken, but put a ring on it, and then it would be more official, and then maybe I'll think about it more. No, but it's so bad. It's so bad. But meaning single in that I just have to worry about me.
Kids.
I have kids.
Right.
He's not my responsibility.
Right.
Like he's got himself. So I wake up for myself.
Individual is what you meant, not
Love that.
Single.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yes.
Save her. Help. She's drowning. But yeah, I don't have to think about that. So when I have to reset, or if I want to take the week off, I have that luxury. It really is a luxury.
It is a luxury.
Whereas if you wanted a week, you can't be like, sorry, honey, I'm not feeding you today. Oh, I'm not bringing you to your school activities. Right. I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, because you don't have that option. So for me, when you're a mom and you're in that position on whatever platform, what is something, I mean, I think we're all searching for answers. Like we said, there's not any golden answer here. But as a personal thing, what do you do? Because when you rattle off your week to me and I'm like, oh my God, like you said, can you give me 30 seconds? I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'll give you how many days you need. But what do you do when you're like, you feel yourself crashing and burning?
Well,
what
would
you
thing.
Even do?
You adjust in ways that you didn't know you could adjust. So at 25, what you think you can handle is different than at 30. And it's not just because things happen overnight.
No.
But you just slowly change one habit and then you make a new habit. And it does become your life is less spontaneous in a way.
Oh no, don't tell me.
There are areas of your life that I think can have a lot of spontaneity, but you do think a week to a month in advance.
Yeah, you're planning.
And once you've done that and you get in the habit and you're always a month in advance, it's actually easy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like you're not catching the ball 20 times a day. You've actually planned for all those balls to be placed the week before.
Right.
You know what I mean? And things do become a habit because they save you time. You know, like
you get in a routine. People get in their routines. They know how
it's all about a routine.
100%.
And it's really important for kids because kids do better often with routine.
Yeah,
like
it's just structure.
I know and I know that I knew those things were all changes that I would have to make.
Sure.
Given my chosen path, marrying somebody who had 2 kids.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, as exhausting as that can all be, kids also give you life. I mean,
they do.
They bring out this energy
they'll
it's
straighten
funny.
you out.
They will straighten you out. They will try you. They will test you.
Yeah.
But it challenges you, and 9 times out of 10, you rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
And then you're really proud of what you were able to handle this year. That last year you would have been like, nope, nothing more to my plate. I'm maxed out.
Right. It is really crazy because there's definitely times where I'm like, there's no way in physical, even this podcast as an example, there's no way. I'm so busy. We're all so busy. How am I going to then add another endeavor?
Right.
Another passion project, another to-do. Like, why? Could I have just sat back and then been like, oh, like you just kind of keeps you, which I think some people do. And I think that actually helps them that's helping them function at their highest level, is knowing that they can't spread themselves too thin.
But I think the higher you get, you also get comfortable asking for help.
True.
And you
realizing
like,
you need a village.
Like, yeah, we're not talking like, I can't even sit here and say, how did I balance everything because I just did it.
Right.
There's
it's
a
so
lot
easy.
of people
you need a lot
have
of hands.
helped. I mean, you know, Jason, for one, my husband.
Yep.
I wouldn't be able to step out so much.
No, in the
if
schedule.
he wasn't capable of handling stuff at home when I'm not there.
Sure.
Now, do I make sure that I grocery shop so all the stuff is there? Like, you do your part, and you hopefully find a partner who is helping to do that part also. And you respect each other enough that, like, if I leave Jason with the kids for a week and I feel like I wasn't there, you better believe the next week I'm going to go a little bit out of my way to still wake up early and make the kids breakfast. And that's where the balance comes in, is you aren't 100% every week.
Well, people call that exchange of power. In a weird, like, in a spiritual sense. Like, they do. Because it's like 1 week when you're like, give me that fuel. I don't have it. This is all I'm going to be able to do while I'm functioning on this job. You got to pick up slack.
For sure.
And then the next week he might be like, yo, I'm asked out. And then you got to, like you said, scoop in and be like, I got it. Let me pull the weight. I'm going to help cook. I'm going to do certain things to
And it
balance.
Doesn't have to be a husband. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend. No. You have friends for that. You've got
you
moms,
got sisters. You got moms. You got well, exactly. There's tons of single parents where I'm like,
absolutely.
Praise be. But like the ones that even, especially doing it solo, maybe they don't have access to family or friends, especially in this city. Hell, I mean, my God, you better keep some friends.
And
close,
they might not have too much balance, or they'll find their balance in other ways.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just to keep sane.
Yeah.
Get through the day. It might be a daily balance just to get through.
But like I said, some weeks you do better than others. Some weeks you don't.
But look back, because now we're what? You're 30. You just turned 30. 26. Going on 27. Like, we're going towards that part of our life where things are, you know, we're in that realm. But when we were younger and we were just starting off in this business, I mean, I know personally, this was a completely different journey for balance, because I almost weirdly had the adrenaline to just pound the pavement. You know, make time for the partying, make time for the friends and like dating and meeting, you know, the other things that just life throws you, friends, whatever. Being sane, being another human, other than all you do is makeup art. Everything's makeup, everything's work. We have so many other layers to us.
I think that's great, though, at the beginning.
I do, too, weirdly. And I don't know if that's controversial, but I really...
balanced, though.
I do, too. Because your life is, let's say the whole thing is balanced. It's like that period of my life, I needed to just do... my first year of makeup, I was living in Connecticut. I had no friends. No friends. Right. Like, I mean, not that all my friends dropped dead, like, and I lost all them.
No, but you had, like, 3 jobs when I met you.
3 jobs. Just was commuting back and forth, and people were like, that's insane. And you know, certain times I was like, maybe it is insane, but all I could do, all my ADD brain allowed me, is if I was going to make that something, I had to have tunnel vision with it.
Well, I think that you have peaks and you have plateaus, right? And I think that that's so important.
As a person or as a me?
As an artist.
Sure.
So we kind of talked about newer artists, greener artists.
Yeah.
How do you get where you're trying to go? First of all, have a goal.
Okay.
Second of all, I do think your beginning is making that climb. You better have a
like you need to be hella focused
to get there.
I agree, dude.
Once you're at a certain point, you can plateau a little bit. Your career might take some dips.
Yeah.
Get some peaks again.
Where you're able to kind of be like, I can sit back for a week and work off this paycheck, or I don't gotta grind. But sometimes you have to.
Because somebody else is there grinding harder than you.
Do you feel like nowadays that younger artists kind of feel like
me?
That entitlement, like your opinion. Just like when you're working with, I mean, we're still very young. I want to say
when
younger
I'm
artists.
With younger artists.
Yeah, 100%. But even just like newer, like fresh out of school. Like I remember me when I was 19, 20, and I'm like, damn, so many people gave me a shot that I'm like, holy fuck, how did they let me do that? Or gave me the shot, or I hope it didn't come off entitled, or like I just wanted to work hard. But I know I run into some younger artists right now where they kind of are like, oh, I won't do that. That doesn't pay me enough. And they're so selective.
I run into that a lot.
And they're not working as hard as I feel like. I'm like, bitch, I worked so hard.
Right.
And I'm still working hard, but it's not to be like to these younger artists, but it's almost like I think everyone's entitled to their opinion. My opinion is there's a period in which you don't have the mom. You don't have the, exactly.
You got to prove it
You got to work hard for anything to become anything. It's not like you said.
It's not about the pay.
Success.
Your early years. It's not about the pay, really.
It's
like
really
you're
not.
learning.
No.
You're learning. If you're sometimes you have. That's also part of balance, though. And even still, 10 years into our careers, we still take jobs that are
for sure
for free or low pay, but there's usually something balancing that out. Like
it might not be
it's
monetary.
a great opportunity, or it's
the connection,
the connection,
person,
the
people.
Art. the art, what you're passionate about. So that is also balance, figuring out what financially you need to do and what you need to do spiritually, energetically, you know,
you
to get
real.
your career-wise. Like, you know, right now that's part of my balance that I'm figuring out with my family and with my husband of living in Pennsylvania 3 hours away.
I had to say it. You've seen that ASMR thing?
Oh,
with the housewives when she says,
oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the husband.
Oh, you did show me that.
Okay, keep
But,
going.
you know, living 3 hours away and commuting to New York for work. I often say, like, I have my balance because I got my family and my house and my home that I wanted, and I also have my dream job. And if the only thing separating me from those two
is some distance
in a car,
you'll make it happen.
I'll make it happen.
See, that's a really, like, admirable trait. Because there are a lot of people, and I'll talk about you because I talk about her all the time. I'll be like, my girlfriend, and because they'll be like, oh, it took me an hour to get here. And I'm sitting there, and I have to do it a lot, too. And I'm like, same, LOL, 40 fucking minutes in a cab. Like,
it
kill
still sucks.
me. Still sucks. Still sucks. But then you do have I think it helps balance your mind when you're constantly, you kind of feel like a chronic complainer. I do like that, where it's like we lose the gratefulness a little because you start to get jaded.
You do. You notice when you've heard yourself complaining more than usual. You're like, step back.
Years ago, if I was you, it wouldn't have mattered. I would have gone and taken a bus, a ship, a plane. I wouldn't have mattered to get to that job because I was like, oh, they hired me?
Right.
Whereas now I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed for $50. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't pull my ass up.
You gotta check yourself.
You gotta check yourself a little bit. Like, hold up, girl. Your shit doesn't stink that. No. Like, you gotta, like, level it out a little bit. But it is interesting because I don't know. I couldn't do what certain...
But doing that, I've also begun to seek out jobs closer to home.
Fair.
Even though...
You're keeping it real.
I never thought I would work in film and TV outside of New York, even though there's a huge whole industry that exists beyond New York. But I didn't know about it and I didn't consider it.
Sure.
And then, you know, now I'm on a show in Philly, which is 35 minutes to an hour commute each day.
That's like heaven. That's like a piece of cake for you.
But I will do that for my family too, so that, because I know, like, I could take a show in New York for 4 months, but then maybe I should take a show closer to home for the next few months. And it's give and take. And that is what balances me. And I think that growing up, that's part of growing up, and how you do keep balance is you step out of the individual.
I was gonna say you lose a lot of self. You're not on your own.
That's
you actually have to
you
factor
learn to
in
think about
others.
Units,
Sure.
and not just your family unit, but you know, it's everything that I get to do. Not everything I have to do, but everything I get to do.
It's a good
in my life.
Smart way to speak, first of all.
But you do have to give yourself that perspective.
Yeah, it is.
You know, we
get to wake up and work.
That's
and
right.
be paid and do what we love, which we've always talked about. That's something that isn't it the craziest? It changes it completely.
Totally.
Where, like, if you actually love it, that's what makes me question sometimes when people are, if you hear a lot of people complaining, like, maybe they don't like it enough. Maybe you really don't like it enough, which I would advise, then don't do it, which I also think is a little like, Did you see that thing Alex Box posted this morning on Instagram?
No.
Okay, it made me feel like
I was driving for 5 hours.
Because she's like God to me, so she's everything. She's, were you? What, you commuted here? Was it hard? Just like, let me factor in your balance.
I was very busy peeing on the side of the road this morning.
She did. That's actually hilarious. I was like, I'm sorry, you did what? You're like, yeah, totally had to pull over, Lincoln Tunnel, piss outside, then get back in the traffic. I'm like, she's in
balance.
Just balance, just like inner peace.
And when I say balance, I mean I was balancing on my 2 feet in a squat.
To try to, like, could people see you for one?
No, I was tucked behind a pulled over construction truck.
Outside of the Lincoln Tunnel. I can't even pee in my own home, in the comfort of my own home. I have to run water thinking somebody's going to hear it other than myself. No.
And all I was thinking of was my underwear is lime green like your shirt.
Yes.
Neon.
Yes. Give him an inside look, Kyle. We're all envisioning it now.
Just don't tell my husband.
No, he knows. He knows. No, but what she said this morning, I was like, damn, I wish I could, like, I'll read it later, but she was basically saying she prides herself on, she's always done a job. Steve. We lost Steve. I'll get Steve. Because we'll talk to you guys about who Steve is. Oh, don't mind me. No, I got it. Lean in with me, Kyle. We're attached.
Now it just looks like I'm leaning into you because I'm really...
It's all subtle. They know. This is no Hollywood works, guys. My phone and my sound is all down here. Oh, and it's going swimmingly. We're still recording. I love that.
Good.
This is Steve. He's my sloth. He's my sloth. He smells like lavender. He's here for comfort because I have insane anxiety and also I get cramps all the time. So he's just here as like a melodrama. But
hi, Steve.
Speaking of Alex, thanks for welcoming him, Kai. That's very like humane of you. But she was saying she prides herself because she doesn't take jobs. She's always done it for the art. That was basically the whole premise of the post. She's always been prideful because she's never made money the focus or other things that I'm like, damn, I have for sure taken times in my life where, like you said, I balance it out because not every corporate jobs are not fulfilling an art girl, but they're going to pay me a coin because it's a corporate thing and I have rent to pay and I have things to do that then me factoring in that aspect to choosing jobs and balancing out, I then can do the more creative jobs who may or may not be paying me less or for free because all these passion project artists, which I get it because I've been there and I still do it. Yeah. You know, you incorporate your friends. You say, hey, can you come help me out? Trade for trade. Like I'm never opposed to that. So I was like, damn, maybe I need to be a little bit more reflective about like doing things purely for the art because I respect her journey so much. But I'm like, maybe that just
think you're even better at it than me.
Worked for her. Why? For what?
Passion projects, making sure you have time for it and like putting in for that because it's fallen off.
You make more money than I do, so it's good.
I got more mouths to feed.
Yeah, you do. Yes.
But again, different phases of our lives, we choose different things and 100. We keep a different balance.
Yeah.
And
like if I had kids, I would probably have to say, well, that's the thing. You hope for that, but you just keep working towards the life you want to create. So if I am lucky enough, let's say, to do passion projects where I'm in a position of I have money that's flowing from other things, so then I can feel the need to take these other things. That's where I find my balance, where it's like I want to be able to do creative stuff because if I don't, my inner being, I am off. I can be a bitch. I don't feel successful, weirdly enough, which sounds crazy because people will be like, oh my God, you're always busy. You're always working. I'm like, L-O-fucking-L, because I don't do this. She hates it when I say that. But I can't stress it enough. Social media just, I think, messes with you. I've tried to get it off multiple times just for my own sanity because it really fucks with my balance. I think a lot.
Social media, in what sense?
In like, I don't...
Like if you feel like you're not posting enough new artwork, like new images, you feel like...
No, I'm really bad at the comparison game. Because I'm constantly, subconsciously and consciously sometimes, am comparing my journny to others. I'm being like, damn, this person popped off so quick, and I'm thinking like, damn, I'm working really hard, but like so-and-so got this job, and I'm never jealous about jobs, so it sounds contradictory. If I see people getting jobs, I'm not like, wish it was me. Right. That's not my thought.
No, you compare it to yourself, though.
I to myself, like, I need to work harder than. I don't go,
harder
that
than
bitch.
I was working, not harder than she is working.
Sure. I'm like, I need to, I gotta get my shit together. I gotta do a little bit more of this, or work on my book more.
But I think that's good because sometimes you take breaks until that flame is under your ass again. You're like, okay, now I need to step it up again because I chilled out for a little bit. Let me put in a little bit more now. Yeah. And then I'll take another break. Sure. And it's like the ebb and flow of our careers. And actually a therapist that I used to go to when I was maybe 19. She was amazing. Yeah, but she was amazing and she worked with a lot of artists. I've told you about her before.
Yes, we're hopefully going to have her on.
And one of the things that she always told me was like, just be mindful that artists go through cycles. Yeah. Because you do really well and you're on this high and then your path, your career, your artistry, it always takes a dip and then you feel down again and then it always picks up. And it's that cycle that you've got to be mindful of what you're thinking and feeling and when in that cycle you are.
That's relatable as well.
And that is the balance that we're on this kind of
What do you think about acceptance? Like when you're on that cycle, you accept.
Yeah.
You have to accept.
Yeah. You really do. You have to
you've got the devil and angel on your shoulder always. Like that cycle, you've got to keep it going too. Because if you stay in that low point too long, it makes it hard to get back up. But when you're at that low point, accept where you're at, accept that, okay, now I need to put in a little effort.
With that,
right? And things will pick up again.
Everything's a choice.
When you're on top and you're doing everything and you're getting every job and you're booking, you need to settle down too, because nothing stays where it is. Everything's moving. And so the top is not great to be at 100% of the time, and neither is the bottom.
No.
And we need those in between.
That little pendulum swing. Yeah. And it is true. Like with that, it's such an inner journey. It's so crazy because we're all so different, but you do have to be so self-aware. And like she's saying, you really have to accept, like, you're making a choice. Every day's a choice.
Every single day.
Every single day when you're saying yes to that job or no to that job is even sometimes, which I think people lose how powerful saying no is sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel, and that's not like no, like stay at home all the time and be lazy with it and just whatever, but no to the point where you really know, like, you can say no, guys. You can. Yeah. Like, I know at the beginning, like we said, like, go, go, go. But even then, if your mental health or how you are isn't intact, or like we're saying, you don't feel your full self, I still think it's like there's no rules. Our opinion is we pound, but we're able to do that. We had that hustle, we had that adrenaline and the freedom to really hyper focus.
Yeah.
Other people, depending young or old, they might not have that in them, and they need to forever have this like yes and no and pull game because of whatever it may be.
I also think it is different for each person. Like for me today, I did take this whole week off for Thanksgiving because I've been working like crazy, and I know that come December 2nd, I'm on a job till April. However, I had taken this job off and I'd given you this day to be like, let's do it then. And then, of course, I got asked to work. And I had that moment where I was like, yeah, let me see. I could probably move things around.
Right.
But then I'm like, you know what? No. Like,
I don't need to bend
work
over.
is important.
Sure.
But so are my friendships. And I said to you, in my 30s this year,
Kyle,
I want to make
integrity.
more room. But you know what? Like it's that constant conversation with yourself and checking in of like, what did I say is important this year?
Yeah.
What did I say I'm going to do better at because I didn't do as well with it last year? Like, how am I keeping that balance?
Right.
It's checking in.
Yeah.
Sticking to your word. Like, again, setting a goal, keeping it. And these are flexible goals.
Well, that's the thing. Because I know when I get so like, because I am my worst enemy all the time. I'm my biggest critique. I'm my hardest at everything, because when I'm like, okay, Rachel, whether it be working out or even this goal, the podcast, I mean, I've been sitting on this for almost 2 years. Yeah. Speaking it out, saying, I want to do a podcast.
Right.
I want to have a podcast. I want to make a podcast. I love speaking. I want to create a platform where we can all have a community and speak and be candid. And so it's there. The drive is there, but I didn't do any footwork. I didn't buy anything for it. I didn't do anything to actually fully devout what my choice was. Was I made a choice, boom, done, want to make a podcast.
It's scary though,
and you gotta really
trigger.
Full through. But that's where the integrity part, where it's like, I agree, because our word is everything, but I know for some people that are similar to me, it's like you also don't want to then hurt yourself over it. You don't want to beat yourself up to the point where you are like, you are always lazy, you're lacking. Like when I have my days off, that sometimes takes way more, even though I'm like, oh, I'm so powerful, I said no. But then I'll be home and being like, I'm worthless.
Right.
You need to get up and you need to work.
Yourself up
you're being lazy.
But I think that's something that will come with age also.
Being more entitled to my laziness?
Yeah, not your laziness, but like,
but the power in just relaxing to be.
Yeah. And also, you'll have less anxiety and stress because you'll have years under your belt of like
tell me how I'm gonna have less anxiety and stress.
You will, because right now it's like if you say no to a job, you're like, shoot, they're never gonna call me again, or I'm never gonna work again. You know, I shouldn't have taken that day off because what if I never get called again, or they're gonna call somebody else and they're never.
It's a little fearful thing in the back.
But the more you realize that sometimes that happens, but it doesn't always happen.
It's pretty rare.
It's okay to take a day off.
That's actually a really big stigma.
Yeah,
I think that needs to be broken.
As long as you're a good artist and a good person to work with. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a shitty person to work with and you say no, they're like,
I'm gonna bail. Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna not show up, and then they're saying the rare few. No, not that.
No, but like every year that you've got more experiences under your belt that you can trust.
Sure.
It makes you breathe easier the next year. Like, I had years where I was like, I will like. A winter is slow. I'm never going to work again.
Same.
Come February. And now it's like winters are, I just assume winters are slow, but they're never slow anymore.
They're never slow. You make it what it is.
Yeah. And
you can. I understand industry-wise, we're speaking industry too. It's like, naturally, some shows, of course, they go on breaks. They take time to not shoot. There's a whole, like, things are kind of down. And then they pick back up, and there's pilot season. There's different things of when it is a little bit more active. But there's never not work.
Yeah.
You know, there's never really not fully work.
So
whether
it's okay to give yourself a break when you need it.
It's okay to give yourself a break.
There will be another job.
Yeah. It's a whole cycle.
It's not just you. Like, you've got friends, you've got colleagues. I mean, talk about the harder group. We've got our team. If you're slow on work, it's like you can reach out to people.
100%.
So if you need the day, and I was a big inspiration for me creating the harder group, you know, 5 years ago was like we all need to be able to take 100%. A day. One, if we ever want families, we need to be able to take time off for our babies. Like we need to take time off if we're actually sick that day.
And to feel like we have that
somebody's got your back.
Community to be like, that's okay. Yeah. To be like, hey, I actually don't want to work all the time. Because I feel like it's different. I feel like if I had it is an agency, but if I had an agent of like, let's say the Wall Group or somebody else, I don't know, I can't speak on it, I've never had it.
I did, and it was what I didn't like about it.
Right, it wasn't your favorite. You were like, oh my God, as if you said no to stuff, or you're like, actually, can I adjust that? Or the power of asking. I'm the same as you. I probably get faulted for it sometimes because I'm definitely the person, and you were too, to be like, why not just ask? We always had that mentality. I'm like, I got double booked. I think I can make both work. Yeah. I might need to adjust a little bit here on the back end or the front end, or leave a little bit. Can I make it work?
Right.
And we're down to ask.
Right.
Some people are like, that is sinful.
Right.
To even ask for that opportunity. Right. You are dedicated. So it's like do or die type shit. Yeah. And I can't.
You like, kind of have to. You'll find your niche of people.
You'll find your tribe that fucks with you, and that goes, hey, that's okay. Oh, you want to be human today?
Right.
Julia Dalton Brush, you know her?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Brush Beauty. B3 Bomb. Motherfucking cessed. Thank you. I remember she booked me on a gig, and last minute, and I get migraines, and I was like, girlfriend, it doesn't look like it's happening for me. Like, I don't think I can pull through for this, and a bunch of other shit happened and whatever, and she was so like, oh my God.
Well, there's just a way to do it with integrity.
Totally human about it.
And then people will treat you like a human.
Great. 100%. Right. Not being like, hey, F you, bye. I won't set you up with anybody else. Like, you make sure they're set on their end as well. It's not just a selfish act of, well, I'm sick, so you need to figure it out.
Right. No, which I've had people do that to me.
And you're just like, you just asked me out. Yeah. Like, what? Like, then it's something else. That's a characteristic. You got that's a personal thing.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was so nice to receive somebody in a position of power. Like, she's helping me book the job. She's technically your boss in that moment. Yet she's hearing me out as a human being like, help, can't do it. Yeah. Like, she's not like, what? Well, you won't do this job?
What's so crazy about our industry sometimes is like, right, so we work really long hours. Crazy hours, and it's different every single day. It's not like it's a set schedule. So for us, we have a lot of flexibility and a lot of scheduling to do. So, but sometimes if you ask your department head or somebody you're working for, like, great, so I know it's a 12-hour day. What's the time frame? Is it 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.? Is it 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.?
Right.
Because I'm there for it. I can commit to it, but I need to know so I can schedule,
maybe
make sure that, I mean, for me right now, it's like, I just on my last job, or the job that I'm currently on, the first day I did it, I didn't know, we didn't have a routine yet. So I was like, cool, are we doing 8-hour days? Is it 12?
Because you all know different productions have their, how they run their day, how it goes. Regardless if we all think we're going to be there for eternity. Yeah.
But I said to my department head, I said, I'm cool with whatever, but could you just let me know if there's an estimate of like, is it 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. just so I can make plans for the kids after school? Yeah. And she was like, I totally understand. 'Cause she has 3 kids, so it's like, it's really refreshing when you meet people in the industry who have
they align with you.
Like normal lives outside, and they understand it, not because you're looking for a break, but because they at least allow you to ask the question.
Right.
And so many people in our industry, they're like, you should just be available for the whole day whenever I need you.
Why is in your life do
and it's like,
you don't care enough.
I am there for you, but it just means I need to make another plan.
Yes.
You know, but
like,
you'll get like
take away my criticized. That doesn't take away how much I'm dedicated to the job just because I also so happen to be a mother of this.
This also sounds like setting boundaries, the importance of boundaries.
Oh, 100%. Yep. And I think that's a good point, Corinne.
Boundaries and balance.
Boundaries and balance.
Absolutely.
Because I love that. Because it's so true. Because if you don't, that just got in my head. See, especially my little guru. I swear to God. But it's true, because if you don't even have boundaries within yourself, you end up letting people walk all over you on set. Or they even, and especially the type of people who are kind of like those boss people on set where you're like, you don't want to mess with her. And it's like, they've streamlined their life to know where the bullshit is and where it's not, and to know what they're going to be accountable for, what they're going to take on set, what's unreasonable, and then they maneuver as such. Whereas there's other people that are just, and I'm fault to this all the time because I'm a people pleaser to the utmost. Yeah. So I want to bend over backwards. If you want me to stay late on set, if you want me to literally lick your face on set, like, done. Like, what makes you happy? Done. Okay, I'll do that. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Sure.
Team player.
I'm all the way in, fingers deep, but they just, but they don't, It's true, but there's some people that are like, no way. And like, I know, you know the 18-minute rule that we have in the union?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay guys, LOL, because I'm still learning it, because I'm still just back in teenage news. A lot of things to remember and rules and, you know, stay strict to our union, which thank God for. But when you come in, let's say my call is 6:30. That's me arriving. Like, I'm here, 6:30. Now I have 18 minutes for my setup before I even officially put somebody in my chair.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
So then when it started happening, there are some girls that you kind of look at and they're like, damn, they're real snarky, because people will come over and be like, I got one more minute. They will go to the minute.
Yes, I know like, people who go to the minute.
Yes, and they're waiting, and they're like, it's 6:17. Like, could you just? And they're like, no. But I really respect the people that are like, no, because what are the rules there for? What is that boundary there for if we're just going to make it gray all the time? So they come off as the bitchy people, or maybe the overbearing people, but really they're the people that have that boundary, and they're not here to gray it at all. They have that strict line for themselves, and to know on set how they're going to be.
I still believe that there's a way you can communicate that.
For sure.
Because I do watch people be like, nuh-uh, not until I have my 18 minutes. And I'm like, you also don't have to be a bitch about it.
You don't gotta be a sass bitch.
You could say things like, yes, I'm so happy to. I have 2 more minutes, and then
give me a hot second.
Then hop in my chair.
Sure.
Right? Like, there are ways to do it, and
I
find
agree.
more often than
there's
not.
Tone. Delivery and tone.
There's a lot of delivery and tone in our industry.
But that's the thing that's hard too. Where we're even saying boundaries, it's crazy because our world, it's not to be like, well, we are living in a different world though. Because when you're an artist, it could be hair, makeup, actor, direct, doesn't matter. The arts, if you will. It is still a job. Yeah. It's still a job. So treat it as such. But there's also, we can't act dumb and act like, oh, when I'm in the theater and people are half naked in front of me all the time. This isn't your normal 9 to 5. Right. So there's going to be gray areas where there's a lot of emotion involved. So people and how we act on set as far as boundaries goes, it can be a little fluid, but it is just I agree.
Every set is
learning
different.
how to just have the boundaries, but also go with the flow of what's happening on set and how things are. Because
I think
people
boundaries,
are people. We're all humans.
Boundaries, just as important for you to give other people boundaries. It's like setting your own boundaries within yourself of what am I okay with? Like, you know what I mean? Like, have I worked 20 days straight? Okay, that is my cutoff. I need to take a day.
To crash.
And to like be real with yourself.
Yeah.
And like you have to give yourself boundaries. Because could you do a 21st? Probably.
Yeah.
But why? Just set yourself some boundaries. And I know I've had to do that a lot.
It's hard.
Where like, because I am a people pleaser, like I know that I could work day after day, come home, do stuff with the kids, do stuff with Jason, meet him out for drinks, meet him out for dinner. I could push through and keep doing that.
You want me to come
through? I do give myself days where I'm like, I could get up right now and go meet for a drink, but like, you know what? I'm just not. I'm just staying home.
That's the part where we go back to don't be so hard.
Yeah, just don't be so hard.
Let
give yourself a break.
Be that person.
And remember, all these people, they're strong enough too. Like, you know, sometimes I'm like, I have to go for them, and it's like, you know what? They're gonna
live. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be good.
They're just quite all right.
I hear that. I mean, I did it the other day. Like, I did. I had a job, and I had committed to the job. I'm pretty confident I almost signed a contract to it, even though in the contract I have 4 months. It doesn't, you know, you read the fine print, whatever. But I wanted to wiggle out of it because another opportunity came up. Right. That's a big thing with balance too. I mean, it's all around the same thing in boundaries. I know I actually get a lot of flack for this, and I feel like you do too sometimes because we relate on this. Because I will we've kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but I will fully, if in my freelancing life, because again, it's not like, this is going to sound bad. I understand there are full-time jobs even within our industry, whether it be for the 3 months, maybe if it's in a year job, maybe it's even like Lion King and it's on Broadway for years and years and years. That is your full-time gig. Even when I get on full-time, my mind is forever freelancer. Yeah. So my mind is forever open to other opportunities, and when things are coming to me, to see if that's where I need to go. Like, it came to me for a reason. I believe in that. So if I'm on a job, like I have been, on a Broadway show, and things come up, I'm usually the first one. I know so many people that I'm on the job, they X out anything else that comes up or in. Whereas I'm just like, my door's still wide open. Yeah. Which I don't know if that's actually to fault.
I don't think it's to fault, but I think not everybody can live that way. Like, some people need to compartmentalize because they can't balance 10 things in their head at once, or
I don't
they
know
don't
if I
want
can either,
to.
but I'd still do it.
Yeah, but you know, I think again, it comes down to just how you handle it. Like, what's your delivery in making those choices, and like if you can do your best to be respectful, and
and moving her.
Thank you.
We want to make sure you guys hear all of us.
Like, anytime you can do your best to be respectful, I think it's okay. And every once in a while, you're going to let somebody down, and it's going to feel like shit. And that's the tough part is...
That's the toughest part.
You have to
as people
pleasers,
go through that. And as people, especially like you're saying in the younger industry where you're like tiptoeing. Yeah. Because you're like, I don't want to burn a bridge. I don't want to create a bad name for myself. Right. I don't want to be that bitch that's flaky or that isn't, you know, oh, well, she's just going to take the next job that's good for her. It's like it becomes this thing, and I've gotten that before.
You know when you're doing it too much.
Sure.
When you're off balance, and you need to check yourself.
When you're like, whoa, girl, you have no commitment to anything.
Right.
There is something to that.
And you got to check yourself in those moments. But
agreed. Because I have, and I've probably made mistakes like that where I'm like, I should have slowed my roll. I should have learned to stay committed to that job longer than I was or felt mentally in it. But then it's also hard because I'll be so like my inner self and like feminine, just like power. I'm just like, you know what? I deserve to be happy. But then you get on your whole tangent and you're like, no. I know I'm going to disappoint people, but I'm still going to take the job. And you justify it. Because there is times where you're like, whoa there, you were in the wrong. And it's okay to know that you are going to be wrong sometimes.
We're all going to be wrong
sometimes. I have for sure been wrong a lot.
And so have I. And you know what? Sometimes you have to sit there in it and it sucks. And you feel guilty and you feel bad. And you hopefully learn from it. And the next time it comes up, you either make a better choice or you've at least found a better way to navigate the situation. Yeah.
Go about it gently, smarter.
Like, and also hopefully it gives you a little compassion towards the next person who does it to you.
And being like, excuse you.
Somebody's going to dodge you or cancel on you. And hopefully you can have a little bit more understanding and compassion when that happens. Being like, you know what? I get it because we've all been there and we've all had that fork in the road where you got to make a choice. And that's what life is. It's just a series of choices.
Sure.
Every day you wake up, you make different choices, and hopefully you're making better choices than you did the day before.
Yeah,
sometimes you don't.
Yeah, no.
And you got to sit with it. You know, like this is something I think I'm trying to teach my 16-year-old stepdaughter right now, because you're at those years where I always say, like, probably from like 16 to 30.
Right.
And still for some people longer, but
men, way longer.
Really 20s are tricky, you know, because you're learning so much, you're taking in so much, you're getting all this freedom.
Take away job alone.
Take it away job alone.
As a basic 20-year-old.
As a human, it's confusing.
I don't know left from right because I'm in it. I don't know.
Tomorrow
I might be like, the podcast is canceled. Like, I hate the stream. I don't know, which is so crazy. How many times have I called you?
Many, but
too many, Kyle. Too many.
Not enough.
Set a boundary with me, damn
it.
She
could call me more, honestly. If we're being real as friends,
she probably could give me stop. Oh my god, my integrity is so low. No, I get that though. It's so true. I'm learning a lot of life balance. Oh, I'm horrible. My ADD is the worst. What was I saying about the job? Oh, the job. I left it though, and I did, like you said though. It's subbing people, and I subbed a bunch of people in for this job that I was like, I got to go for this. I wanted to ask you this, so I'm getting to it. I'm trying to not make it me. It's what makes you decide that factor? Remember we were talking about money. Is it the money? Is it the art? Is it the opportunity? When you've been already committed to something, how do you weigh it in your brain? Is it just the thing that comes up the most? Like, what do you think has more integrity behind it? Like, you being like, bitch, the money is bigger, I gotta go.
Well, again,
or is it the network? Like, what is anything to fault when you choose?
It will depend on where you are in your life.
True.
Sometimes
the money is like, I need this money.
Yeah, you've got people or things counting on you for the money, right? We've all got real bills.
Right.
We're not 50 and we've got years of savings under our belt
yet. We're not ugly and 50 and like decrepit.
We do have gray hairs, but we're not there.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? Like, it will change every year and every phase of your life how you weigh out those decisions.
Right.
And sometimes you might be sitting on more cash, so it's not a financial decision to take this job. It's, am I interested in it? Is there a different job that may advance my career a little bit more? Like, I don't have an answer for you. That's just a one set rule, because there's not.
No.
You gauge that decision based on what's going on in your life all the time, you know. And
it's forever
going
to change.
Gauge it on like
the answer is
which one is going to, how much damage is this decision going to cost?
True,
right?
Because sometimes you have to bite it. People have told me that they're like, sometimes,
you
Rachel,
just gotta bite
you
it,
get the opportunity and you just have to say no, because you have to stay in with the shits, even when it is better. or more network or a connection that's bigger or the better client or the more money. Sometimes, I actually remember way back.
Sometimes you just have to go by your gut feeling.
But that's
there
my problem.
is a gut feeling there, though.
That's my problem, though, where it's like, it could be a problem or maybe it's working out for me. I don't really fully know. But when it comes to that, a lot of my gut is like, no, what, like, and I don't know if that's me just being so like, it's coming to me, so I have to take it. Like that inner being of me being like, I have to say yes to things that approach me. It's like how I am with date anything. I'm like, it's coming my way. There's a sign. Like I saw a red balloon today. It meant something. Everything has a meaning in my world. So I'm like, okay, there's a reason for this. But sometimes the reason, if I need to find a reason for it, might even just be a test to see where I'm at. Yeah. Like with my own integrity and self. To be like, am I going to stay committed?
I told you today, I could have said yes to this show. But I would have felt like, wow, like I'm a jerk. I gave my friend my word that I'd be here.
Sure.
So why am I? No, but you know what I mean? Like you have today, it wasn't about money.
No.
And, you know, I'm telling
She's not
you,
getting
kids
paid at
are
all.
expensive.
There's no budget behind this whatsoever.
But you know what I mean? Like some days, if I really needed the money, it would have been a financial decision no matter how much I care about you.
No, then
like,
I would have gotten that though.
Great,
I would have been like,
there's medical bills, whatever. I gotta just take the job today.
Yes.
So some days it's about the money. Today it wasn't. Today it was more about like, where was my word? Also it was more about like, I'm on vacation. Like I said I'd be here and this is fun. Yeah. I'm gonna do this for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I think a lot of the stuff too with that, it factors into even timing, because I think that helps with your gut a little bit more with the choice. Like if it's like literally less than 24 hours and you're like, oh, this last minute, you kind of got to be like, I have to say no. I have to stay to my first commitment.
Right.
Because I've been told that a lot in school where it's like, girl, and that's when I made that. Remember that choice? You got, we got to work, you got to work the Victoria's Secret show. Yeah. And you had asked me to do it, and I got booked on
you, Nicole, Jess.
Yeah, a non-paid photo shoot. And I was like, Kyle, and I was so artist back then, so and I still am, but I was so like, whoa, I cannot take that glamorous opportunity. I was like, I must stay to my gut, and this was my first priority, is this random, regrettable now choice of why did I do that photo shoot, because it was so, I mean, it didn't benefit me anyway, but my head was like, I was like, and which is an honorable thing, because it is good, because I know people like that just, they, like I said, they did it because they're like, my commitment lies with you, and I have a fuck ton of respect for those people, but I would also question to say, then are you losing that boundary with yourself of your own happiness and your worth, and you're knowing that that's going to serve me more, and I'm actually not happy in this. But you got to know that too, when you're not happy in something.
That'll be different for everybody.
And knowing, where it's like, oh, you do got to make that change. You do have to say no. You do have to make that, I'm going to quit, which is so frowned upon in our society. Sometimes you need to quit a job. Yeah. Sometimes you need to literally cold quit a job. Whether it be your 9 to 5, whether it be in this artistry. I've had people, I've left. I don't know about you, but I have cold left off Broadway shows. Again, I don't slam the door and walk out.
Right, there's a way.
And I will set up somebody, but that is me politely being like, I will no longer be doing this. This doesn't serve me. I am unhappy. Yeah. This is not a good environment for me.
And
I need to leave.
You just opened a door for somebody who does want to be there.
100%. And because if you don't, somebody does, and give them that. Yeah. I've been told that a lot, even when I dabble in hair. They're like, you're not a hairstylist. And I'm like, but I want this job. And it's like, who the hell are you? Yeah. They're like, give it to a hairstylist who loves hair. And I was like, I will cherish the hair as much as I need to, and I will do the job well. Right. It's like, come on now. But no, I agree.
Yeah, it's just a revolving door of decisions every day.
Forever and ever. Amen. Yes. Whatever you feel. Thank you so much for coming today.
Oh my gosh, this is so
I really appreciate you. I'm hoping people got some insight, a little bit more into us, a little bit more into just feeling the freedom to be yourself, whatever that is, if it's confused or all-knowing or still in the process of making decisions and boundaries and just balance. Yeah. I think what we kind of figured out today is what? There's no answer.
There's no answer.
No.
But
the answer is
it's in your heart. I do think that I'd be lying if I didn't say that part of my balance does come from, like we said, I have notebooks and lists for everything.
Oh, yeah,
and just being organized keeps you balanced.
Oh, 100%.
Like chaos is no
let's be real. We don't need to sit here and be like, guys, just what... No. There's a lot of guidelines to success
that goes to it,
and getting yourself to a really good place. And I do agree with that. Are you a writer? You like to physically write it?
Yes, physically.
100%.
I mean, I keep it all on my phone and my computer also, but I have to have it written down.
I have to physically...
And on my list, my daily, day-to-day, like, it's always written lists.
Yes.
So I can cross it off.
If it's something... what is it? Yeah, it's tactile. I don't know if it's because we're artists. Like, I need to feel it, and it feels more like it's getting in my brain. Yeah. When I'm physically writing that down in a notebook or in a calendar, like, it has to, if I'm typing it, it's almost like, I forgot to send that text. I forget.
Right. Yeah.
I can't keep lists on my phone.
So easy to forget.
Figuring out, I guess,
so I think for
what
me,
works for
the biggest thing to keep me balanced, because I know when my head is spinning, because I've tried to keep too many thoughts organized in my head. I'm like, literally, I start with a list. I write down what needs to get done, who needs to be responded to, what decisions I've got to choose to make, and then I need a clean space.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I can't, house is clean because...
The dishes have nothing to do with this podcast, but if they weren't done, there would be no... I can't. Like, there would be no organization. I think it also shows when people feel really out of whack, sit back for a second and be like, what is going to help me be my best self? Because I know even physically doing the art, you need to be in that right space, in that right mind space. Create that space for yourself at all times, to the best you can.
Figure out what your list is. Figure out what works for you, and and I wish everybody peace and balance in their life. It might include more
drinking. Yeah, no, you definitely need to find out what's good for you. If a glass of wine at every end of the night just gets you through it, then that's what you need to do.
I love a glass of wine.
All right, good. Well, thank you so much again
for coming for having
me. I appreciate it. This is episode 1, guys. Tune in, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you on episode 2. Done. Cut it.
I feel like there's so much more to talk about.
I know, forever and ever.